Alright, yins guys, I decided to do another video to go with the last video I did, which I think was kinda crappy, and I think I was running on a little bit too much and not getting my point. But since I kind of, brought racism and different kind of things into it, and you know what, it relates. Even though I was running on a little bit, it relates simply because that's where it all starts. This kind of behavior that people do in the schools like us, that's where it all starts. And to break it down a little bit, say, you got to see how white girls and women, what they do with other girls and white women and persecute them and all that stuff because they're different and they don't want to wear makeup or dress like hookers because it's the fad now. And then you got to take, the black women, maybe the black women, they had there's like the nerdy black women that all the rest of the black women pick on because she don't want to wear makeup or dress like a hooker either, or doesn't subscribe to what's in and all that other bull crap. And then you got to look at men, and boys, like boys from that are in school, to later go to high school and they go to college and then get jobs and all that. Boys that are later men, all their lives they have to live up to something, and live up to this bullshit rules where afraid that the other men are gonna make fun of them or pick on them, whether it's, if you're the black guy that's different and all the rest of the black guys hate you because you don't maybe want to subscribe to all the popular garbage that's maybe prevailing in the black culture, that maybe you're trying to do something good for yourself. Then you get, the white guys, that get picked on by the other white guys, for all these reasons, which I can make entire videos on. And then with that, you got all the stuff that's, go figure, you can easily figure it out, all the stuff that's causing races to be against each other on top of that. But it's what leads to all these hate crime. And when I made my last video, I had all these ideas and articles running through my head that somewhat makes me angry. It's kind of like the Henry Rollins song. You ever play that Henry Rollins song called Disconnect? It's on YouTube over here. Man, that sums things up with me big time right there. Don't want to think too much, don't want to think too much. Sometimes I'd rather be blind. All the things they're saying and doing just fills me up with noise. It overloads me. I want to disconnect myself, pull my brainstem out, and unplug myself. I want nothing right now. But anyway, okay, enough of that now. I sing like an idiot, but I sound stupid, singing, but you get the point. But anyway, I had all these other things running through my head when I made that last video, and somehow I was thinking about all the hate crimes that happened in my own area. Like, there was, right in the very town that I'm living in, it was made the news about like a kid that stabbed another kid right by the river, right in the town I was in. Another kid, another coward, couple other kids involved, another coward with a knife, goes and stabs somebody. But yeah, now he wasn't tried as a juvenile, he's butts in prison now. And then there was this shooting that happened in around an area, general area where I lived, from where I'm from, that made the news. There was this lawyer, I guess his name was Bombhammers. He decided to go out and shoot a Chinese guy, a black guy, all these different people, one of each. And he had this twisted motive that I don't want to go into right now, but you can read the article yourself, so I don't have to run on too much. But anyway, one of the people that got shot by this lawyer that went berserk was a black guy that, me and my mother knew him, a friend of ours. me and my mother worked factory jobs, you know, and custodial jobs, you know. We worked with the guy. So this guy's nephew was the one that got shot, you know. I think it was, I have to look it up again and be correct about it. I think it was right by a karate studio. I think he was taking karate or whatever. And then this lawyer shot them in a Chinese restaurant or something, and he shot this Chinese guy, and the guy was, you know, a real wacko. So I had that running on in my head, and then another senseless crime went in my head, you know, that in a bar, like, there was like some woman that worked in a bar, like in an industrial park where I used to work, and then, you know, there's different urban legends about who the killer probably was, but there's no proof, you know. I mean, it just got forgotten. They never caught the killer, but they found her remains. Somebody going fishing or something found her remains 2 years later. And then there was people I actually worked next to, you know, when she disappeared, were ignorant, and they were all laughing about it and stuff like that. And even the day she disappeared, they said, this one guy says, oh, the cops are effing morons, you know, what are they looking for her for? You know, she's dead and she's thrown in a weed somewhere, and all that crap. You know, and this was right, you know, when in the newspaper, right when a guy I was working with, like, read this newspaper, you know, and was reading about the was reading about the disappearance, and then he was reading it in the paper, and this guy just casually says this. He goes, oh, cops are morons, you know, she's dead and thrown in the weeds. I mean, right when the newspaper article was hitting places about her disappearing, and another guy reading it says it in front of everybody in a lunchroom. And I'm like, damn, nobody said a damn thing about it. If that were me, and if I was stupid enough to say something like that, man, somebody'd be telling on me, you know, and my butt would be in an interrogation room right away. But you know what I mean? But evidently, you know, a bunch of people here and there, maybe they went to the bar and they hated her for some reason. But yeah, there are other urban legends, you know, why she was killed and all this crap, you know. I mean, I won't go into that, but if you were to go in my area and work in some of the places that I worked in, you know, a couple different people that, you know, the subject come up, you know, you'll hear the stories, believe me. I mean, but yeah, this is a pretty much like a sick world, you know what I mean? And what can I say? That all these things that go on, you know what I mean? You got all kind of in a nutshell, you got these cowards out there that just because they can surround themselves with a bunch of people that agree with them, they'll get away with almost anything, you know. Right or wrong depends on if you can surround yourself with a bunch of people who agree with you, you know, and that's just plain sick. I mean, some of these people would justify almost anything, and basically that's what was happening in the school, you know, when this girl killed herself, you know what I mean? Like, it's like really like sad, you know.